So many beautiful things happened today. You don't even know. Okay, let me try to do my day. There was lots of stuff. Speaking of which, all of my Doctor Who things are going to go at the end of the video. So maybe if you're like Wilson and you're watching and that's the only part of the video you care about, skip to the end to a time signature that I'll put here when I know what it is, because I haven't finished the video yet. We ran errands today. I was looking for things to be a pirate for Halloween. So Alberto, Ramon, Steven, and I, and Dan, ran errands. And we went to Goodwill, Target, Casa, and a fourth place, and Bookman's. And I bought a vest and a belt and a sash and a sword to be a pirate. Also, I bought a Joker plushie, and I've never been happier in my life. It was at Target. It was the last one. It was a big box that said DC Universe Plushies with a lone Joker sitting in it. And it was clearly fate and destiny. So I bought it. And I'm so happy. I love Chris Colfer so much. We played video games today. We finally played Pokemon Stadium. Yay. And other stuffs. I read for Lit today. I watched a couple episodes of Batman the Animated Series because I was inspired by my Joker plushie. And, yeah, it was fun. And it kind of, like, drew in a crowd because Jeremiah walked in and was like, oh my god, you're watching Batman. So we sat down to watch, and then, like, a few more people just kind of drifted into my room. And we watched Batman, and then that turned into a lengthy conversation about things that we like because of my wall of stuff. And some chick being like, oh my god, you have Charlie McDonald up here? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh my god, you also have Darren Criss and Joey Richter. And I was like, yeah. And we were like, Star Kid. And then it somehow turned into Harry Potter, and we just had a very lengthy conversation, and it was great. I had a room party briefly. And then we ended up going down the hall because there was just like this burst of music from Ramon's room, and we were like, so we went down to see what they were doing, and so it turned into a room party in their room. And then, okay, so they had like a mini jam session. Ramon was on bass. Steven played his alto sax. Jeremiah played the spoons. And showed me how to do it, by the way. And so now I can keep a steady beat while playing the spoons, which I'm doing now, but it's off screen. But I know how to do it. Important life skill. I'm gonna come home for the holidays and just wow you with my talent. But yeah, and they like play their way through like a couple of like actual songs in that fashion. It was just like really funny and awesome. And then we went for Slurps. We walked to Circle K to get Slurps, which is Slurpees, but apparently you can only refer to them as Slurps. And then we came back and we played more video games, and now I am here and it is 1:47. Tomorrow I can do no hanging out, because I need to, like, officially do research for my anthropology term paper. It's not a particularly difficult kind of paper, because it's a purely academic paper. Like, he's not really interested in our opinions at all. So really, my topic is about the effects of, like, location and place and environment on how a culture develops and represents itself. So, like the book we read in class, Wisdom Sits in Places, is really big to that. So really I just need to find like one or two other anthropological studies that like relate to that, and then just kind of write an informational paper. Like, it's not anything difficult. The most time-consuming part of it is finding other sources. So that's what I need to like actually do tomorrow. I'm going to go to the library, and you know, college librarians, there are different employees and they specialize in different things. So I'm just going to find a librarian who specializes in social studies and be like, hey, assist me. So yes, that is my plan for tomorrow. And then I'll have things to tell you about my first foray into a college library. So now I'm going to talk about Doctor Who. And that's going to be my thing for today. I'm not teaching you lessons. I'm just talking about Doctor Who. And first of all, I would like to say that I think it's quite fun and beautiful and hilarious that the things I had to say to you yesterday in my video were just gloriously wrong. Okay, 1. The question, God, you gotta love Stephen Moffat. He took like the oldest Doctor Who joke in the history of Doctor Who, that joke being Doctor Who. Like, people are always like, so what's he called, the Doctor? And they're like, Doctor Who. And there's never an answer. That's what the question is. Doctor Who. I just really appreciate that that's what Moffat did for the plot and for the big thing. That's the question. Doctor Who. My love for this writer, director, producer. You don't even know. 2. While it wasn't the actual doctor who got shot, it was the robot thing. I was completely wrong about the gangers. Though I'm still convinced that the gangers will continue to resurface because that's how Stephen Moffat rolls. 3. The eye patches were a thing to sort out the silence, but nothing to do with biology. They were just like an external hard drive for your brain, which is kind of cool. Just things about the episode in general. Amy Pond, I will love you for the rest of forever. I mean, I ship the Ponds really hard, and there's beautiful Pond shipping to be had in this episode, but I would just like to talk about how brilliant Amy was. I don't know, but some companions just become immortal in fandom, and they live forever, because they just reach a certain level of, you're never going to move past them. Sarah Jane, Rose Tyler. For some people, Donna Noble, but I just don't have that level of love for Donna Noble. I adore Catherine Tate, but Donna just wasn't a big deal for me. Amy Pond! Just, I will love you for the rest of forever. When she killed Madame Kavorian, or whatever her name is, like, I thought that was great. I know they're supposed to be like, oh, morals, and it wasn't necessarily a good thing, but I thought it was I thought it was fantastic. And like the line that she didn't get it all from you, sweetie, and she puts the patch back on and leaves her to die. Captain Williams, looking pretty good in that uniform there. I appreciated. And Matt Smith with longer hair. I was digging it. Gotta love the Stetson. I like that we got this brief, very, very vague, remote look at like what maybe a Gallifreyan wedding might have kind of been like. At least at the basest roots of the ceremony. Because we never really get that much about Gallifrey out of the new series of Doctor Who. Because, you know, he's emotionally scarred and doesn't ever talk about it. So I like any and all references to the way things work on Gallifrey. I don't know, I just loved the episode. There were 2 seconds of Charles Dickens. There was a one-off line of, I just love references to how the Doctor still thinks about Rose. And like he was ranting about all the things he could do instead of going to die because he is a time machine. And he was like, I could go help Rose Tyler with her homework. And I was like, because he thinks about her. It's a great episode. I love Churchill. I love Amy Pond. And Rory Williams. I love the Ponds. They're great. I love the Doctor. I love everything. Everything is beautiful. But yeah, you'll appreciate that in this warped, falling apart future where every moment in time is happening all at once because time is disintegrating because the Doctor didn't die. Paradoxes, don't worry about it. You'll appreciate that. There was a sign at the park that said, pterodactyls are vermin, do not feed. I am going to bed. I adore you. Oh! My mother won 3rd place in a big contest photography thing. To be honest, I don't really know what the competition was. I just know it was like a big deal. Yeah, she won a thing. 3rd place with a picture. My mom is a famous photographer now. Okay. I adore you. Good evening.